All right, happy Wednesday, everybody. Overrated, underrated, rated right Wednesday there on the website at theraiderland.com. I'm sure you already, signed off on that. The people we were rating today, Cheryl Swoops, Caitlin Clark, and women's college basketball. So that's what you miss if you don't go there every day at theraiderland.com, or you miss out on the hot links, which you don't want to miss out on that because we link to, and this is really cool. I'd never seen it before, broken down all 47 points scored by Cheryl Swoops in the NCAA 1993 national championship game. I mean, I was there. I saw it. I was on. There's one shot. I gotta like freeze it so you can see, hey, that's Hyatt right there on press row. It's kind of cool. So yeah, that's what we do every day. You start your day with us, theraiderland.com. Tonight on the broadcast, we have Texas Tech men's basketball. The transfer portal is open, and so far, to me, it is a big yawn. Yawn, as in bored, as in the people that are genuflecting and freaking out over it. We'll have some thoughts about that. Tech baseball, can they make the NCAA tournament from here? Texas Tech, they like to say from here it's possible. Is it possible for Tech right now to make the NCAA tournament? We'll tell you about that. And then Baron Morton is not going to work out anymore in spring football, and that's fine by me because spring football to me is a just pissing in the wind kind of deal. Don't do it. You don't need it. All right, let's go. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. We're coming to you from the Arctic Air Studios. Your air is not Arctic? Well, that's bad if it's hot outside. You need to call the bear. Callthebear.com. Check out their website. They got all sorts of cool specials going on all the time. Veteran owned and operated. Hi there, Shane. United States Marines. And they are here to help you. Now, we hope you never need them in a pinch, like in an emergency. But if you do, the bear is going to come through for you. Also, brought to you by Gators Bayou, 98th and Slide Road. Hot Cajun food, cold drinks, great patio. The patio, full effect right now. It's situated so it blocks the wind and you get good shade on the patio. Those are two things in Lubbock, Texas. Never scoff at that. Boot City, you want some cool Western wear? You go there. And of course, everybody who comments tonight, you're coming to us on United Supermarkets and Market Street. We used to call it the text line. Now it's just a communication line. You communicate. You type in, whether you're on YouTube or maybe you're on Facebook or on Twitter. It doesn't matter. United Supermarkets, they're going to take care of you. All right, let's get it going tonight. Where do we want to start? On the transfer portal and basketball, and each day fans are hit with another couple of players putting their names in the portal, and it's all going to be bad. Do we want to start there? Or do we want to do baseball? You guys tell me. You get in there and get the comments going tonight. And then the other thing you can do, if you want to, you can share it. You can invite people into the conversation. So either way, anyhow you want to do it. Now on the basketball side, I say it's a big yawn because there's not a single player that has hit the portal so far for Texas Tech basketball that I fervently believe you can't go out and replace. And that includes Pop Isaacs. We'll tell you a little bit why. Now, would you rather some of these guys stay maybe from a depth or a continuity standpoint? I get that. I do. But with the portal the way it is right now, if people want to go, I can go get guys who want to be here. And we said yesterday, the worst thing is to have people in your program that don't want to be here. So today, you're seeing DeMarion Williams, you're seeing Cambridge coming off the injury. I mean, in a perfect world, you'd love to come back and say, yeah, come on back and we'll see how healthy you are. Can you play at a Big 12 level? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But he was going to be a big what if. So let's go all the way back right now to just what I said, that every name that's entered the portal is a big yawn to me. Why? So let's go to the biggest one, which is Pop Isaacs. I have nothing against him. Don't hate him. Don't love him. Don't care. He's a basketball player in the discussion we're having. He's a volume shooter that in college basketball, I can find a guy who can score 3 or 4 points less a game, who does it more efficiently, that will allow other players to get shots and maximize their plus minus, which is a stat I think we don't I don't use that a whole lot because I don't think a lot of fans really understand it. And I'm not being, like an elitist or anything. I just think it's a stat that is misunderstood. But you can have a guy who can come in and replace Isaacs in that role, score 3 to 4 points less a game, but in a more efficient manner, not taking as many shots, not missing as many shots, and not taking as many opportunities away from other players who could maximize what they're doing at a shooting percentage and get a better result. And I look at everybody else who's gone into the portal and say, I think we can find somebody who will look just like you on the other side. Maybe it's a net neutral. Maybe it's you're no better than you were. Maybe you are, but I don't think you're going to be any worse. So with the portal open and everybody, I say everybody, I think more and more fans are looking at this going, this is the way of college basketball now for everybody. It's a roster turnover. And perhaps because I dealt with college baseball for so many years, going back to the late 80s, that college baseball dealt with this every year. There was massive roster change in the 80s, early 90s, all through the decades. And college baseball coaches just said, yeah, that's what we got to do. And you go out and you build a roster. And it never really stopped anybody from loving tech baseball. I see the comments in different places on social media. I just can't wrap my brain around the fact that they're not going to be here for 4 years. All right, dude, that's on you. That's on you. You better learn how to root for laundry 100% in college sports because it's always been that way, even more so than pro. They come and go. They're only here for 3 years, 4 years tops. They maybe make an impact for 2 years. These people sitting there gnashing their teeth over the come and go free agency nature of college sports. I'm like, where have you been? Well, you've glamorized a relationship with your sport that never really existed. So you're going to have to deal with it. Come and go. Chris says, Yahalo, stay in point. Yeah, I think YOLO, yo-ho, YOLO. Inconsistent. No, I'm not. I don't know if that's for me or not. There are many more natural shooters. Bama shoots the lights out. Yeah. I don't like Nate Oates, though. Still don't like him. I actually still believe the portal benefits schools like Tech. Paul, you're 100% right. 100% right. Because you know how many 5-star All-Americans, McDonald's All-Americans that you were signing and that were coming to campus over the last 25 years? Okay. You're better off identifying guys now who've demonstrated the ability to play at the college level, and you can come in now and you can go toe to toe with those schools with NIL. And there are going to be people say that, oh, well, Pop's leaving for NIL or this guy's leaving for NIL. Good. I hope you can get more money, dude, because you ain't going to get it here. We'll spend it on somebody else. And I'm not trying to be negative on anybody who's been on the roster the last year. That's not it. That's not what I'm saying. Not at all. Not at all. But if you want to go, trust me, from a basketball standpoint, Texas Tech can go find somebody that looks just like you. I missed a comment earlier. Randy had something here. Change spring football and use one of your paid games that you shouldn't be playing, like Abilene Christian talked from, maybe make a game of spring scrimmage, change it all. Okay, the last line you say, Randy, change it all, I'm for that. Give me 2 more weeks of camp in the fall. Eliminate spring because you've changed the rules now so much. You can do individual stuff. You can do all the stuff you work on. We don't need to do anything in the spring. Give me another 10 to 12 sessions in the fall, but let me play a preseason, an exhibition game against Stephen F., against Tarleton. Play that game. Well, we don't want to do that. Somebody could get hurt. Yeah, okay, whatever. You can get hurt playing football. I would much rather do that. Everything I do from about the last week of July till we kick off in early September is much better than anything I do from a coaching standpoint in the 17 broken up sessions and everything else. Now, coaches will never say this publicly because they're afraid that something's going to be taken away. But privately, they'll tell you, 100% privately, they'll tell you, we would rather have a great fall camp, just like the NFL, rolling right into it. And with what the NCAA allows now with individual workouts, we can do what we need to do. So there you go. Paul, again, Coach Mack will upgrade. We'll get upgrades. His roster and the people will quit doubting. Yeah, well, it's up to him. He's got to do that. I'm just still saying that nothing about anything that I've seen makes me go any other than just yawn. I can find you. I can find those players. Trust me. I can. We've got that. We got Tech baseball to look at. You have 11 games left against teams that are higher than you in the RPI, D1 Baseball, D1Baseball.com. You have 11 opportunities against Arkansas at 4, Oklahoma 23, TCU 26, Oklahoma State 28. You don't get to play Kansas State this year. Did you ever think you missed playing Kansas State? Probably not. So, as you sit here today around 57 on the RPI, you are way outside the NCAA tournament. Again, you have opportunities, but you got to maximize it. So, in those games and the opportunities you have against those teams, what are you going to do? I don't know. You got 2 against Arkansas. I don't think you're going to get one there at their place. So that's over. You got OU and TCU. There's 6. Oklahoma State. There's 9. So we take out Arkansas. You got 9 games in conference play. What do you think you can do out of those 9? 6-3 would be great. Now you got to go to the Big 12 tournament. You got to do some stuff. Ugh. It's going to be a struggle. No doubt about it. Texas Tech is going to go into the NCAA tournament. And I hope, this is like the good case scenario right now for baseball, that you're right on the line, that you're a bubble team. And hopefully you're on the right side of the bubble, because we have seen that the NCAA just really doesn't care what you do in conference tournaments. We've said this on the other side for the last several years with Texas Tech, that it doesn't matter if you lose games, you're already in. You're a 1 seed. You're going to host. You're a national seed. You're going to be a 2 seed. It doesn't matter. Well, now we're on the other side of this going, you could go into the Big 12 tournament and you could do what West Virginia did. Gosh, I think it was 16, and play all the way to the championship game and lose to TCU. And they were a bubble team, and they had a great run. And they lost to TCU in the title game of the Big 12 tournament, and they didn't get in the tournament. You better have the hay in the barn by the time you get to the Big 12 tournament this year. So, yeah, you've got 4 Arkansas right now. This is the RPI as we look at it. You need 8 of the 11 remaining high RPI, yeah, at least. 23 OU, 26 TCU, 28 Oklahoma State. Kansas State's 34. You can play them in the Big 12 tournament. You don't play them in the regular season. And then you got Kansas 61. Houston not helping you out at 71. And then you still have ACU to play, 122, hurts you. New Mexico, midweek, 202, hurts you. UNLV, 219. Rio Grande Valley, 251. And then where's Arizona State? There they are, 69, which any other year you would think we've got Stanford coming in. We've got Arizona State. That's going to be great. It's not Tim Tadlock's fault. The schedule is killing them, absolutely destroying them in the non-conference RPI. And then the Big 12 is not doing you any favors. This league may only get 3 teams in, maybe 4. but this is trending a whole lot like 2015 right now as we look at it. And that ain't a good thing. Say it one more time. Not Tadlock's fault. Uh, the nature of college baseball has always been that you got high roster turnover. What you think is a good series, 18 months out, a year out, 2 years out, when you get locked in. I mean, really? Stanford? You do a home and home, you say, this is going to be great. And now Stanford's killing you. You didn't do it. You moved up one spot, beating them twice. And if you'd lost to them, it would have killed you. So we have that going. And then what else tonight? Uh, we mentioned the overrated, underrated, rated, right? TheRaiderland.com. Go weigh in on that on the website. Every Wednesday, we give you a couple of topics. Today, the topics that you could rate: overrated, underrated, rated right. Caitlin Clark, Cheryl Swoops, women's college basketball right now. Obviously, a hot topic. Obviously, a lot of cool stuff. And we link to the cool video of Swoops, all 47 points. I was there. I was sitting front row and still watching that. When I watched the video, first time I'd seen the video condensed of every time she scored, and you're just going, damn. Step back threes, catch and shoot threes, drive, layups, steal, layup transition, free throws, anything you want. I mean, if you want me to say she was better at that level than Caitlin Clark and what I've seen, yeah. Caitlin Clark's a great shooter. Really great shooter. She can cross over midcourt, drop one on you. Awesome. But Swoops was better. She was 100% better. She does things, did things, I guess I should say. Good God, we're old, Cheryl. We're old. She did things that I've never seen Clark do. I don't think she can do. Does that take away from Clark? No, not at all. Am I happy to see 12.3 million watching a national semifinal or a regional final game? Yeah, I love it. Anybody who knows me knows my long history and relationship with women's college basketball. I figure that gives me, I think it gives me a right to discuss it with a historical context a little bit, I think. Maybe. I'm telling you, Swoops better. Dangerous always to compare eras. 100%. I get it. I understand. 100%. She's better. My man Jared. Shout out Unified Track teams from Friendship area champs. October and Level N qualifying for Unified Track regionals. 2 weeks. Great kids, great sponsors. The people that work with that. Jared, you deserve a Raider Land sip for helping make that happen. That's really cool. And that's stuff that didn't go on when I was in school, and that you guys make it happen is awesome. We can finish up with a little football before we get out of here tonight. Baseball, your questions, your comments, fire away. United Supermarkets. Oh, yeah. Market Street. They'll get you taken care of on the question line, the comment line, and everything else, whether you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, even if you're not, commenting, just say, hey, I'm on YouTube. If you're on Twitter and you're not commenting, you can just say, hey, I'm on Twitter. And if you're on Facebook Live, you can go, hey, I'm on Facebook. Not commenting right now. I get it. It's weird. Not everybody wants to type in a little question or comment or anything. But, all you got to do is just say, hey, we're out here. So it was announced today that Morton's still cleaning up the arm. Not going to do anything the rest of spring. And people are freaking out and going, oh, this is horrible. This is bad. He's never going to be right. No. There you go, Ryan. Good timing. No, it's just shut him down. You don't need anything else out of him. He doesn't need reps. He doesn't need anything in the spring. So I think maybe they probably diagnosed a little soreness or a little whatever and said, that's fine. We don't have to do anything. I wish we didn't do anything at all in the spring. So don't worry about spring. Spring doesn't matter. Nothing will happen this spring that will make Texas Tech better, worse, or otherwise. You've never seen a team come back and say, we won the national championship back in March and April. Damon's on YouTube. We'll get you off YouTube. Methadone something. Danny's on YouTube. See, there you go. There's a Danny. We'll help you out then. Paul, I suspect it's going to be real hard to keep Will Hammond off the field. Why do you suspect that? Twitter, Paul. Why do you suspect that? I mean, I think he's a talented player coming in. He's still a freshman. It better be hard to keep him off the field. Let me put it this way. You better hope that Baron Morton can keep him off the field, because if we're in a situation where you're running out another freshman quarterback, I don't care how good they are, that's typically not very good. So you better hope that Hammond doesn't get to play much this year, that he gets into a college situation. He learns and he gets better, and then he plays next year. That's what you better hope, because if you can't keep him off the field, that's not a good thing. It can make you worse in spring football if someone has an injury. Absolutely, it can, Damon. 100%. I hate spring football. I just truly hate it. I detest it. But again, the college coaches are so afraid they're going to take away something from them that you will never hear them go on record and say, yeah, we really don't need this. We'd rather have like 10 sessions in the fall. You'll never hear them say that. I get it. I mean, I'd be the same way if I was a coach. But damn near nothing good happens in the spring. Weather is beautiful in Canyon, Texas tonight. Awesome. Let's go Eagles. Let's go Randall Raiders. What's the new high school out there? The Westview Wombats or something. I was a proud Canyon Eagle back in the day when my dad was a coach there at Canyon High and Rex Reeves Elementary, which when I started, it wasn't even Rex Reeves. We named it that while I was there. But yeah, now they got some sort of Wombat school out there back way to the west. And, it's all cool stuff. Hopefully, Danny, you're a good Canyon Eagle. Purple. That's the best ones. The West Plains Wombats or whatever they are. Good for them. Hard to believe. I mean, Canyon now, basically, and you've got what we used to call the E-Way, the old expressway, which is old 87 and everything, coming up through there. It's almost solid now, all the way to Hollywood and McCormick, and then you go into town. Crazy. Never would have believed it back in the day. I was a Hunsley Hills kid, in case anybody's wondering. I know you are. I know people were, where did Hyatt live? Well, he lived in Hunsley Hills down there back in the 1970s. Maybe another minute or two we talk about. And I feel like sometimes I'm like tamping people down saying, oh, you're all fired up about the transfer portal and this going on. I say, don't worry about it. Then, oh, they're going to shut Baron Morton down. Don't worry about it. It's not that the Wolves, Wombats, Wolves, whatever. It should have been the Wombats. It's not that you shouldn't pay attention or care about sports. It's just don't get so exercised about it. Just take in the information. All right, that's cool. Particularly from a college football, basketball standpoint, baseball. If you're a fan of Texas Tech, you're not a fan of players. You're a fan of a logo. You're a fan of a university. You're a fan of a school. You are a fan of laundry. That everything comes and goes. And hopefully the last couple of years are reinforcing that for some people. Say, don't get tied into Chris Beard. Don't get tied into X person. That if you want to be tied into something, if you want to get tied into something, You get tied into the logo and the laundry and the school, and you go, okay, I went there, and these guys kind of go there. And even more than that, now you've got to let go. You got to let go of the fact that these student athletes, as we say in South Park, student athletes, they don't have the same experience you have, and for the most part, haven't for a long time. New visitor tunnel. Is there a new visitor locker room? That's part of the construction that's going on there at the Jones. You know, you had the setup last year, and then I don't know if they're going to be completely done. That's a good question. That's a Don Williams question on when that's going to be done. So yeah, obviously there's going to be a new entrance because they're taking away that, what is that, southeast tunnel. So yeah, all of that new. The entrance will be different. So no more David McWilliams Memorial Tarp is what we're saying over there, and they'll just have to come in when they come in. All right, been fun. Enjoyed it. At the end of the stream, sounds painful. And if it is painful, please see a doctor if it's painful ending the stream. We'll see you tomorrow, Thursday, either or Thursday. Check out the website, theraiderland.com. We'll post this here in a minute on theraiderland.com, and I want you to share it and invite people in to see the replay, which is just damn near as good as being here live. So now hit end stream, and it says, really? Yeah, really, I want to. Now I have to, in the words of Fred Garvin, male prostitute, strike a seductive pose.